You know that feeling?
It's the 24th of the month.
You haven't bought a new car. You haven't gone on a spontaneous trip to Bali. You haven't even bought a new pair of shoes. But you log into your banking app. You look at your balance, and you whisper to yourself, where did it go?
Here's the thing. Most people think they have a not earning enough problem. But look, after looking at the data, I can tell you, most people actually have a leak problem.
We are literally hemorrhaging cash through habits that feel completely invisible.
Today, we're going to plug those holes.
I've identified 11 specific, everyday habits that when added up are costing the average person over $1,000 every single month. And the worst part,
you probably think some of these are actually saving you money. My name is Ash, and I spend way too much time thinking about daily habits that cost you money without you noticing.
If you're someone who wants to save but ended up spending, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out.
Habit 1. The digital ghost subscriptions.
Let's start with the one everyone thinks they have under control, but
they don't.
I call this the digital ghost.
Look, we live in a subscription economy. It started with Netflix, then it was Spotify. Now, it's your weather app,
your meditation app, that photo editor you used once in 2023, and that premium shipping service you forgot to cancel.
A recent study from C+ Research found that the average person thinks they spend about $80 a month on subscriptions.
But when they actually track the automated withdrawals,
the real number was $219.
That is a $139 gap of pure, unadulterated, invisible spending.
Here's what most people don't realize. Companies design these free trials specifically to exploit a psychological quirk called the endowment effect.
Once you have the premium version for 7 days, your brain starts to feel like it owns that service.
Losing it feels like a loss, so you let the $14.99 charge hit.
The math. If you're carrying $100 in ghost subscriptions, apps you don't use, gym memberships you don't visit, streaming services you don't watch, and you instead invested that $100 into an S&P 500 index fund returning 8%. In 10 years, that forgotten $100 a month turns into $18,000.
The action. Go to your settings right now, hit subscriptions, and if you haven't opened the app in 30 days, kill it.
You can always resubscribe later.
Habit 2. The convenience tax, the delivery trap. Habit number 2 is the convenience tax. Look, I get it.
You had a long day at work.
You're tired. The idea of boiling pasta feels like climbing Everest. So,
you open an app.
Now, you might be thinking, Ash, it's just a $15 bowl of ramen. No, it's not.
Between the service fee, the delivery fee, the small order fee, the inflated menu prices which are often 20% higher than in store, and the tip, that $15 ramen is now $32.
If you do this just twice a week, you're spending an extra $130 a month just on fees and markups. That's not even the food. This is where it gets really interesting. We aren't paying for food.
We are paying a 100% markup for our own lack of preparation.
The psychological force here is decision fatigue. By PM, your brain's willpower battery is dead.
You make the path of least resistance. The emergency frozen pizza rule.
Keep 2 high-quality frozen meals in your freezer at all times. When you're tempted to hit order, tell yourself you have to eat the freezer meal first. You'll save $25 instantly. Habit 3. I'll just get one small upgrade.
This one is subtle.
It's the small upgrade habit.
You're at the coffee shop. A small is $4.5. The barista says, for 50 cents more, you can get the large.
You're at the gas station. You see a candy bar, 2 for $4. You think, even though you only wanted one.
We do this with everything.
Cloud storage, car washes, phone data plans.
We take the better value option, which actually results in us spending more total money for things we didn't actually need. The math. Those 50-cent and $1 upgrades happen 3 to 4 times a day. That's $3 a day, or $90 a month.
Over a year, that's over $1,000 gone to value that you didn't ask for.
Habit 4. The lifestyle creep essentials. This is where we need to have a real talk about the silent wealth killer.
When you got your first job, maybe you bought the generic brand of paper towels. You used the basic shampoo.
Then you got a raise. Suddenly, you need the $12 organic hand soap and the $40 petite candles because, well, you can afford it, right? Here's the thing. You don't notice it because it's not one big purchase. It's a slow transition of your baseline. This is called hedonic adaptation. The luxury becomes the normal in about 2 weeks, and then you need a new luxury to feel that same spark.
Most people are spending $2,030 more per month on premium versions of basic household goods than they were 3 years ago, with zero increase in actual happiness. Habit 5. The sale fallacy.
Ash, I saved $40 today because this jacket was 50% off.
Look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
You didn't save $40. You spent $40. The sale habit is a massive leak.
We buy things we weren't looking for simply because the perceived value is higher than the price.
Retailers use anchoring. They show you a high price €1 so that the $60 price looks like a steal.
But if that $60 comes out of your investment bucket, you've just traded your future freedom for a jacket. You'll wear twice.
If you do this once a week, that's the $140 a month down the drain.
Habit 6. The small beverage bloat.
I'm not going to tell you to stop drinking coffee,
I love coffee.
but we need to look at the habit of the beverage.
It's not just the morning latte.
It's the $4 energy drink a PM. It's the $3 bottled water because you forgot your flask. It's the $12 cocktail at happy hour. If you're spending $10 a day on liquid energy or social drinks, that's $300 a month.
The math. $300 a month invested from age 25 to 65 in a standard index fund. That is $1.05 million. You are literally drinking $1 million.
Think about the next time you're standing in line for a pumpkin spice whatever.
Habit 7. The forgotten interest tax.
This is the most invisible habit on the list because it doesn't even feel like spending. It's the habit of carrying a balance on your credit card or using buy now, pay later (NPL) services.
The NPL is the fastest growing financial trap in the arts. It makes a $100 purchase feel like $25,
But it trains your brain to ignore the total cost.
And if you're carrying a credit card balance,
The average interest rate right now is around 24%. If you owe $5,000, you are paying roughly $100 a month just to exist in debt. That is $100 a month given to a billionaire bank for absolutely zero return.
the action. Treat your credit card like a debit card.
If the money isn't in your bank account today, you don't buy it. Period.
Habit 8. Identity spending.
Now, this one gets a little psychological.
Look, we all do it.
Identity spending is when you buy things because of the person you want people to think you are. You buy the expensive yoga mat because you want to be a fitness person. You buy the latest tech because you want to be the innovator.
We spend an average of $150 a month on items that serve our ego rather than our utility. Here's what most people don't realize. The people you are trying to impress are too busy trying to impress you to even notice your gear.
Stop spending money you don't have to buy things you don't need to impress people you don't even like.
Habit 9. The I'll deal with it later fee.
Late fees.
Overdraft fees. Parking tickets you didn't dispute.
High interest car loans you haven't refinanced.
This is the disorganization tax. Most Americans spend about €51 a month on fees that could have been avoided with 10 minutes of admin work or an autopay button.
It's a habit of avoiding boring tasks.
But that boredom is costing you a weekend trip every single year. Habit 10. The grocery gamble. You go to the grocery store without a list. You're hungry. You see the fancy cheese. You see the PI cut fruit, which is marked up 300%, by the way.
You buy $200 worth of food, and then
you go home. You're tired, and you order DoorDash anyway. Back to habit number 2.
The average US household throws away $1,500 of food per year.
That's $125 a month literally rotting in your fridge.
The action. Shop your pantry first.
Use a list. Never shop while hungry.
It sounds like grandma advice, but grandma was rich because she didn't gamble with her groceries.
Habit 11. The opportunity cost of lazy cash.
This is the final habit, and it's the biggest one for my intermediate learners. It's the habit of keeping all your money in a standard checking account.
Most big banks pay you 0.01% interest.
Meanwhile, high-yield savings accounts houses are paying 4% to 5%.
If you have $20,000 sitting in a lazy checking account, you are spending about $80 a month in lost interest. It's money that should be in your pocket, but you're letting the bank keep it because you're too busy to move it.
Here's the hard truth. Wealth isn't built by a single lucky moment.
It's built by the 11 things you do every single day when nobody is watching. If you can master your habits, you can master your life. You don't need $1 million salary to start building $1 million future.
You just need to stop the leaks.
Upgrade your mind, one habit at a time.
I'll see you in the next one. This is an original video by Exponential Growth Theory.